Gather friends and family and support Youth United with Color Rush. This untimed 5K event is for all ages on Sunday, August 20th. Sign up today at colorwenatchee.com.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look at our weather forecast. And our weather forecast tonight for the big event, of course, coming up on Monday, and that is the solar eclipse. So here's a forecast for the Wenatchee area. On Monday, we will see temperatures in the 60s as we start off our day. By 10 a.m., about 70 degrees. The peak of the eclipse will be about 10:23, so very mild here. We'll see light west winds with just some high clouds and no chance for precipitation. We'll have your complete weather forecast leading up to Monday and beyond a little bit later on in our broadcast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. An update on the officer-involved shooting investigation. Congressman Dave Reichert makes a visit to the Wenatchee Valley, and Serve Wenatchee Valley will host Clothes for the Classroom this weekend. Later on, we'll have sports, your weather forecast, and our feature story today. But first, one home is confirmed lost in a wind-blown brush fire in the Monument Hill area west of Quincy. According to the managers, the fire erupted last night and quickly grew to over 500 acres of mostly sage, grass, and crops. The winds were gusting at over 25 miles an hour last night, but they've since calmed down. Officials with Grant County Sheriff's Department tweeted this morning that the firefighters appeared to be gaining the upper hand. Douglas County PUD reported that about 350 customers in the Palisades were without power because of the fire. Crews were working last night to restore electricity. As of this morning, all evacuations had been lowered to level 1 status. Earlier last night, Grant County sheriffs and Washington State Patrol troopers went door to door advising about 85 residents to evacuate under a level 3 warning. A Red Cross shelter was set up at Quincy High School. Meanwhile, Washington State Patrol Chief John Batiste authorized the mobilization of state firefighting resources overnight at the request of Fire Chief Don Fortier of Grant County Fire District 3. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. An update today on the officer-involved shooting at the Albertsons grocery store in Wenatchee back in July that took the life of Matthew Folden. Investigation spokesman Captain Edgar Reinfeld says the investigation is completed.
Central Washington Special Investigations Unit continues working on the officer-involved shooting from July 27, 2017. Our current status is all witness interviews have been completed. We have had no further witnesses come forward. Additionally, all video evidence has been confirmed as collected, and it's been reviewed extensively, dozens and dozens of hours of review. At this point, the lead investigators are working through the corroboration point of view concepts between witness statements and video, and should be working through the paperwork over the next few days. Our biggest challenge at this point is awaiting lab results from the toxicology lab and the State Patrol Crime Lab, and unfortunately those timelines measure in weeks, not days. So we have to be a little bit patient, but we are continuing to move forward.
Reinfeld says the officer involved in the shooting, Albert Gonzalez, remains on administrative leave until further notice. The memorial service for Matthew Folden was held in Leavenworth on this past Sunday. A number of U.S. Forest Service trails in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest that are accessed from the Teanaway Community Forest are temporarily closed due to wildfire danger associated with the Jolly Mountain Fire. Access to the Middle Teanaway Road, Way Creek, West Fork, Middle Fork, and Yellow Hills trails are closed. Jungle Creek, access from the Jungle Creek Road is also closed. The remainder of the Teanaway Community Forest remains open at this time. The lightning-caused Jolly Mountain Fire is burning 11 miles northwest of Cle Elum and so far has consumed around 400 acres. Earlier today, U.S. Representative Dave Reichert visited Wenatchee's Pybus Public Market to meet with local farmers at the farmers market. As Congress takes up budget and tax reform, included in that is an agreement to cut mandatory spending programs like the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. SNAP recipients can currently use food stamps on farmers market goods, and according to Reichert's office, the visit will allow the congressman to discuss the program with local farm vendors. Reichert will also make an appearance at the Snowy Owl Theater at the Icicle Creek Music Center in Leavenworth. That's a fundraiser for Wenatchee High School's Mariachi Hunachie Music Ensemble. Reichert's Leavenworth visit is scheduled for 6:30. Steve Hare will have more on Congressman Reichert's visit tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Coming up, Serve Wenatchee Valley will host Close for the Classroom this weekend. Chelan County Public Works prepares roadways for the upcoming school year, and a 5-day road closure begins on Joe Miller Road next week. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
Today we're watching an intriguing female searching for her ideal habitat.
It appears she's a social creature. Interacts well with others.
What determination! This Sheila can do anything.
Well, I didn't see this coming. She's enrolling in Charter College. Could this be her ideal habitat? Caring for others?
This, not healthy.
Start your evolution at chartercollege.edu.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. Selling your home, it's a big step.
Can we find the right buyer in this market?
Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on.
So you have a secret weapon.
You mean, we have a secret weapon.
I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper?
I love that touch.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar, brought to you by First Choice Collision Center. Happening Saturday, August 19 at 2 p.m. is the Junior Ranger 1-2 Tree Program at Lake Wenatchee State Park. Get ready for some educational fun on the trails as you will learn how to identify common trees and how to tell their age. Wear your walking shoes and bring water. A take-home project will be included so you remember what you learned. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Welcome back. It's called Close for the Classroom, and this Saturday, August 19th, Serve Wenatchee Valley will once again host a gathering at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church to provide new school clothes for students throughout the valley as the new school year quickly approaches. Retired Serve Wenatchee Valley Director Bob Shepard stopped by a recent Wake Up Wenatchee Valley show with Dan Kuntz to talk more about the annual event.
Coming August 19th at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church, as it's been there for the last several years. Once again this year, we're looking forward to about 900 kids to show up for the event, where they can get new socks, new shoes, new shirts, new jeans, haircuts, just a lot of things to get them ready for school. And, you know, Dan, last year, it surprised us. Last year was the first time in 15 years that we had families come and spend the night in their car in order to be in line to be able to receive what they are. So that just really touched our hearts, that it meant that much. And the smiles are abounding, both with the kids and the parents. You know, they're thrilled to death that they're able to get something like that, to get a good start with school.
The Close for the Classroom event starts at 8 a.m. and runs until noon this Saturday at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church, located at 1400 Miller Street in Wenatchee. It should be a safer walk for children returning to Mission View and Sunny Slope Elementary Schools this fall. Street improvements are wrapping up on several fronts. Jill Fitzsimmons with Chelan County Public Works explains.
We're going to have some new sidewalks in there, as well as some pedestrian signage and marked crosswalks, sidewalks, curb ramps. That one is going to look real nice for the kids over at Mission View Elementary. And also on Easy Street intersections, we've got some solar beacons going up for better, safe crosswalks there. We've also got Chihuahua Loop Road. That project, it continues to move forward. That one will be done about mid-October.
Fitzsimmons says all of the work is scheduled to be completed before the start of school on August 30th. A 5-day road closure on a portion of Joe Miller Road in the Malaga area begins next Tuesday, August 22nd. Crews will be working to rebuild the roadway, restoring it to 2 lanes between mileposts 2.20 and 2.24. That portion of the roadway was damaged in March of 2016 during a landslide. A temporary fix to the roadway has allowed it to remain open at 1 lane at the slide area. Motorists should look for alternative routes via Stamilt Hill Road or West Malaga Road and Hamlin Road. Motorists are asked to avoid the area from August 22nd to August 26th next week. The project will also impact Cathedral Rock Road, which is a private road below Joe Miller Road. Cathedral Rock Road will be down to one lane with flaggers directing traffic from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. during the 5 days of construction. Drivers in that area should expect minor delays. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Todd's a great boss. Sometimes he can be a little intense.
Adam, how about a lunchtime run?
I'd love to, Todd, but I gotta... Oh, Mr. Jones, you made it. I'm glad you could make it. You're really gonna love our lifetime warranty on all new Hondas. Let's walk and talk.
Oh, the running thing? It gets them hustling. I consider myself a great motivator.
So, how you guys doing?
My job starts in Portland in a month.
Can we find a buyer that fast? I think we're good. Our CBX app tells us who the best potential buyers are. We can pinpoint where the hottest prospects are located, right on this map.
2 cities over.
It even lets us set the most accurate price. Wow, it really does all that. It really does all that.
Well, help us pack?
We're working on that.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Thursday. We're wetting your whistle with hockey tonight on the NCW Life channel as part of our weekly sports lineup. It begins at 7 o'clock tonight as we get in the groove of Thursday night hockey on the NCW Life channel as we air the Wild and Salmon Arm game from last October 1st. Tomorrow night will feature the Bridges Sportsmanship game between Eastmont and Wenatchee and football from October 28th. There's more hockey on Saturday at 2 with the Wild and Merritt game from October 28th of last year, followed by Eastmont and Wenatchee girls soccer from November 11th. It's Hockey Mania Sunday as we'll air 4 Wenatchee Wild games back-to-back, starting at noon with the game versus Penticton, Chilliwack at 2, West Kelowna at 5, and Powell River at 7 o'clock. Well, an interesting ninth inning, but the Mariners hung on to edge Baltimore yesterday in Seattle to take 2 of 3 in the series. The Orioles brought 10 men to the plate in the ninth, scoring 2 runs off reliever Edwin Diaz on 3 walks and 2 hit batsmen before Mark Rybczynski got the final out on a strikeout to end the ballgame and give Seattle its 2nd straight win. Manager Scott Servais said the problem with Diaz is something he's battled before this season.
Yeah, anyway, real quick with his front side, he was just flying out. When you see the ball running as much as it is, you know that's the issue. He's done a pretty good job this year of being able to make the adjustment. You know, early in the year he didn't. You know, and that's when we took him out of the role for a little bit and trying to give him some keys to get back in line. Today he kind of could not get it back going again. I say all that, and he still was, you know, 1 pitch away, and actually did strike out the guy on the, you know, the check swing. He swung. There's no question on that in my mind. But you know, again, you know, we got to get him back. I think he knows what the issue is, but in the heat of the moment, heat of the battle, you've got to be able to slow it down, and he wasn't able to do that today.
Now, the hit, batter, or strikeout question Servais referred to was when Trey Mancini was ruled by the home plate umpire to have been hit by the pitch while he was swinging at it, an argument that led to Servais being ejected from the game.
Yeah, he swung, and if he swings, whether it hits him or not, it is strike 3 and the game is over. So that was my beef with it. I think it's pretty clear when you watch it on replay. Again, it's a judgment called by the umpire. Not quite sure what he's looking at, but, you know, we got out of there.
The Mariners grabbed the early lead in this one as Yonder Alonso's 2-run homer in the 4th broke a 1-1 tie. Baltimore tied it in the 5th before Seattle took the lead back in the bottom of the 5th on RBI singles by Robinson Cano, Alonso, and Danny Valencia. Hams made it 7-4 in the 6th on Leonis Martin's solo home run to right. Then it got interesting in the 9th, but the Mariners do hang on to win. Gene Segura finished the day 3 for 5 with a run, while Alonso had his best day as a Mariner, going 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run. Servais praised the club's offensive output.
Our guys really swung the bats well. big hits, few homers, really up and down the lineup. Nice Alonso, big day. Valencia, Segura chip-ins, and Eno swung the bat well. It was, really, really good offensive day.
Seattle has a travel day today before it prepares to take on Tampa Bay in the first of 3 games tomorrow. Erasmo Ramirez will face Austin Pruitt at 4:10. Also in the American League West, yesterday it was the Angels down at Washington 3-2. Kansas City got by Oakland 7-6. Texas doubled up on Detroit 12-6. Houston got by Arizona 9-5. In the wild card race, the New York Yankees beat the New York Mets 5-3. Toronto over Tampa Bay 3-2. Minnesota and Cleveland was postponed due to rain. So the wild card standings, that's where we're interested for Mariner fans. Yankees in first. LA has that second spot. Kansas City a half game back. Minnesota a game back. Seattle now 61-61, 1.5 games out. Well, the Seahawks offensive tackle turned guard turned center Justin Britt was signed to an extension today by the team to keep him through the 2020 season. The 3-year contract extension is worth a reported $27 million. Taking a break from practice at their facility in Renton today to sign the contract. He says, thanks to the Seahawks, Paul Allen, John Schneider, Matt Thomas, and Coach Carroll, along with all my teammates in the 12s for the support in making this all possible. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. It's already been 20 years since Wenatchee made it into the Guinness Book of World Records for constructing the world's largest apple pie. NCW Life's Jay Seebeck has more.
Last night at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, Wenatchee celebrated the 20th anniversary of our world record, the world's largest apple pie. August 16th, 1997, Wenatchee, Washington set out to bake the world's largest apple pie using only Washington-grown apples. It took over 1,000 hours of working bodies, a custom oven, 100 pounds of cinnamon, 16 pounds of sugar, and a whole lot of apples to make the 35,000-pound Guinness Book of Records world-famous apple pie. Last night, community members who participated in the creation of the apple pie were on hand to share stories and revel in the glory of Wenatchee's world-famous creation. Jan Matheson shared a very little-known story about something very special that ended up going into our apple pie.
I just remember me sticking to everything, and we sat down at Egg Mays for dinner, and I looked down, and one of my diamonds was gone in my ring. So I don't know where it ended up, but it was in the world's largest apple pie.
During the 20th anniversary celebration, they unveiled the new honorary sign to be displayed at the north end of Wenatchee, so that when you drive into town, you know that you're in Wenatchee, the home of the world's largest apple pie. The sign was made possible through the hard work of a local family. Jerry and Cody Gibbons were honored during the ceremony for the work they put in the creation of the new sign.
I mean, we just wrote the whole pie concept was totally a Wenatchee thing. I think it was a really cool part of the history. And he keeps asking me how I thought of writing the letter in the safety valve. Really, it was just, I mean, it was made in 1997. I'm 7 years old. And when you're 7 years old at the book fairs and stuff, the coolest books are the Guinness Book of World Records books. They're huge, they're holographic, they're shiny, and that's just every kid wants to be in the Guinness Book of World Record. So then when your town goes and just gets your town in the Guinness Book of World Record, it's pretty much the next best thing. And half my family's from the East Coast, and we couldn't be there, and I was just devastated that I wasn't going to get to try the pie, and I wasn't going to get to be there. Why do we have to go to Pennsylvania in the summer, and this is bogus? And so, to me, this is total vindication to be back here and have the pie up.
While the last of the world-famous apple pie was consumed years ago, the museum had freshly baked apple pie with vanilla ice cream so that we might remember our world-famous accomplishment. I'm Jay Seebeck, NCW Life News.
And we'll be back in just a moment with a recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's blueberry picking season, and King 5 named us the second best destination restaurant in Washington State. So toss the family in the cruiser and get on out to Blueberry Hills for the best down-home scratch country cooking you've had in years. And don't forget our award-winning pies. We're fun, family-friendly, and a delicious destination year-round. We're open every day from 8 to 3, serving breakfast and lunch all day. So come on out to Blueberry Hills.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
One home is confirmed lost in a wind-blown brush fire in the Monument Hill area west of Quincy as we recap some of our top stories. According to fire managers, the fire erupted last night and quickly grew to over 500 acres of mostly sage grass and crops. The winds were gusting at over 25 miles an hour last night, and they've since calmed down. Officials with Grant County Sheriff's Department tweeted this morning that the firefighters appeared to be gaining the upper hand. Douglas County PUD reported that about 350 customers in the Palisades were without power because of the fire. Crews were working last night to restore electricity. As of this morning, all evacuations had been lowered to level 1 status. Earlier last night, Grant County sheriffs and Washington State Patrol troopers went door to door, advising about 85 residents to evacuate under a level 3 warning. A Red Cross shelter was set up at Quincy High School. Meanwhile, Washington State Patrol Chief John Batiste authorized the mobilization of state firefighting resources overnight at the request of Fire Chief Don Fortier of Grant County Fire District 3. The cause of the fire is under investigation. An update today on the officer-involved shooting at the Albertsons grocery store in Wenatchee back in July that took the life of Matthew Folden. Investigation spokesman Captain Edgar Reinfeld says the investigation is completed.
The North Central Washington Special Investigations Unit continues working on the officer-involved shooting from July 27, 2017. Our current status is all witness interviews have been completed. We have had no further witnesses come forward. Additionally, all video evidence has been confirmed as collected, and it's been reviewed extensively. Dozens and dozens of hours of review. At this point, the lead investigators are working through the corroboration point of view concepts between witness statements and video, and should be working through the paperwork over the next few days. Our biggest challenge at this point is awaiting lab results from the toxicology lab and the State Patrol Crime Lab, and unfortunately those timelines measure in weeks, not days. So we have to be a little bit patient, but we are continuing to move forward.
Reinfeld says the officer involved in the shooting, Albert Gonzalez, remains on administrative leave until further notice. The memorial service for Matthew Folden was held Sunday in Leavenworth. It's called Clothes for the Classroom, and this Saturday, August 19th, Serve Wenatchee Valley will once again host a gathering at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church to provide new school clothes for students throughout the valley as the new school year quickly approaches. Retired Serve Wenatchee Valley Director Bob Shepard stopped by a recent Wake Up Wenatchee Valley show with Dan Kuntz to talk more about the annual event.
Coming August 19th at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church, as it's been there for the last several years. Once again this year, we're looking forward to about 900 kids to show up for the event where they can get new socks, new shoes, new shirts, new jeans, haircuts, just a lot of things to get them ready for school. And, you know, Dan, last year, it surprised us. Last year was the first time in 15 years that we had families come and spend the night in their car in order to be in line to be able to receive what they are. So that just really touched our hearts, that it meant that much. And the smiles are abounding, both with the kids and the parents. You know, they're thrilled to death that they're able to get something like that, to get a good start with school.
The Clothes for the Classroom event starts at 8 a.m. and runs until noon this Saturday at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church located at 1400 Miller Street in Wenatchee. And And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. But before we get to that, let's take a look outside our weather window. And what a gorgeous day. Our Waterville camera, a little bit breezy out there, but we did see mostly clear skies today. Some high clouds as well around the area. But all in all, just a beautiful day out there. Our hot and dry weather pattern is expected to persist through at least the weekend and into the early part of next week. Breezy, dry winds on Friday will also raise concerns for new and existing wildfires. Our weather on Monday should be very favorable for good views of the eclipse with mainly clear skies, but it looks as though changes are on the way. Here's that solar eclipse weather forecast for Monday. Wenatchee, we'll see temperatures around 70 for the eclipse on Monday morning. Winds should be calm. We'll see high, thin clouds and no chance for rain. But as I mentioned, changes are on the way. As we take a look at our satellite loop, we're not going to show you today's loop. We are going to jump ahead to Wednesday on our weather loop. Notice the large area of low pressure situated just off the coast of British Columbia. That will allow cooler temperatures to move in, and at the same time will also allow some monsoonal moisture from the south to move up, which combined with the hot air already in place could trigger some thunderstorm activity by late Wednesday and into Thursday. But for now, enjoy this beautiful summer weather. Here's a look at your forecast. We will see mild overnight lows once again tonight, with lows generally in the lower to mid 60s. As we get into your Friday, it's going to be another hot one. 92 degrees with sunshine and wind, 20 to 25 miles an hour on Friday afternoon. The winds will calm down for the weekend, will cool down a bit too. Upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday. 91 is your high temperature for Eclipse Monday. And then a little bit warmer again for Tuesday and Wednesday. Mostly sunny Tuesday, 93. But notice Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. That's where we could see the changes come in with thunderstorms in our forecast. With fire danger very high out there, we'll keep our eye on that. And finally tonight, check out this time-lapse video of the Perseid meteor shower. It was captured last week at Joshua Tree National Park. If you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com. Like us on Facebook and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.